And shifting focus to the war in Ukraine, where the alleged Chinese involvement in Moscow's war effort is facing unprecedented scrutiny. Ukraine presented 2 Chinese nationals at a news conference in the capital. Kiev said that the men were captured while fighting alongside Russian forces in the Donetsk region. Ukraine claimed the Chinese individuals were taken into custody after receiving emergency medical aid and were now being held in compliance with international law for wartime prisoners. The 2 Chinese men, whose identities were concealed, told reporters through interpreters that they voluntarily joined the war after seeing recruitment ads on TikTok. One said he never intended to fight, but was sent to the front anyway. The other claimed that Russian recruiters deceived him and that he was trapped and constantly monitored. Now, both Chinese nationals now hope to be included in a future prisoner exchange and return to their families. But it remains unclear if or not they spoke under duress.
Today, investigators of the Security Service of Ukraine have already conducted the first interrogations, and we can state the fact that both citizens of the People's Republic of China joined the Russian armed forces by signing the relevant contracts.
Last week, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky announced the capture of these Chinese individuals. Zelensky claimed that these men were among several hundred Chinese nationals currently fighting for Russia.
Last week, our soldiers captured the first Chinese citizens fighting on the front, fighting for Russia. As of now, we have information that at least several hundred Chinese nationals are fighting as part of Russia's occupation forces. This means Russia is clearly trying to prolong the war, even by using Chinese lives.
China continues to maintain a public position of non-involvement in the war. Responding to a question on Chinese nationals being paraded in a press conference in Kiev, Beijing said it was verifying the information and rejected what it called manipulation and hype around the capture of 2 of its nationals.
At present, China is verifying the relevant information and circumstances. With regard to the individual actions and consular cases involving Chinese citizens overseas, China handles them in accordance with the law.
While Beijing has provided significant diplomatic backing to Moscow since the invasion began in February of 2022, it did not officially sanction military support for Moscow's war effort. But the press conference in Kiev has raised serious questions about Russian wartime recruitment practices, information operations on social media, as well as the extent of Chinese involvement in the war. And as Kiev puts Chinese faces to a global audience, the question now looms: is this just the action of rogue individuals, or the first public glimpse of a much broader, undeclared involvement?
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
The Prime Minister Modi.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Bluntly, Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.